You just bought crypto. Congrats, you're now the proud owner of 0.1 Bitcoin. But here's the part nobody explains. If it's sitting on an exchange, it's not actually yours. It's theirs. And if they get hacked, go bankrupt, or accidentally lock your account, your coins are gone. Forever. Not the leather kind. Not the Google Pay kind. This is where crypto stops being magic internet money and starts being your responsibility. Because once you hold your own keys, you're the bank. No customer support, no password resets, no do-overs. In this video, I'm breaking down how crypto wallets work, the difference between hot and cold storage, and how one tiny mistake can wipe out your entire stack. So yeah, if you're planning to hold anything more than $12 in Dogecoin, this matters. Number 1. What is a crypto wallet? First thing to know, a crypto wallet is not a wallet. You're not stuffing Bitcoin into a leather pouch like it's 1720. And no, the coins aren't inside it. They're on the blockchain. The wallet just proves that you can access them. How does it work? With a private key, basically your master password. It's a secret code that says, yep, this is mine. You also have a public address. That's the one you give to people. Think of it like a mailbox. Anyone can drop things in, but only you can open it. And if someone steals your private key, they now have the key to your mailbox, and they will help themselves. No refunds, no reversals, no court to cry to. That's why wallets matter. They're not just apps. They're tools that generate, store, and protect your keys. Some are software, some are physical devices. All of them are trying to answer one question. How do I keep my crypto safe without losing it like an idiot? Because here's the rule. If you don't control your private key, you don't own your crypto. Not really. You're just trusting that someone else, an exchange, a platform, a random website, won't screw you over, or get hacked, or vanish. Owning crypto means owning the keys. Everything else? That's just IOUs. Number 2. How wallets work behind the scenes. Okay, so here's the magic trick behind every crypto wallet. It doesn't actually hold your coins. It holds two things, a public key and a private key, like a matching lock and key combo. Your public key creates your wallet address. That's what people send crypto to. Totally visible, totally open. The private key, that's what proves the crypto is yours. Lose it, and it's like dropping your safe key into a volcano. No backups, no password resets, no helpline. Now, when you send crypto, your wallet isn't shoving coins through a pipe. It's signing a message with your private key that says, hey blockchain, I approve this. Update the balance please. And the blockchain is like, cool, the signature checks out. We will subtract from you and add to them. So really, nothing moves. It's just math, ledgers, and digital signatures flying around. Imagine writing a check. Everyone can see how much money you have, but only your signature makes the money move. That's a crypto transaction. You can have a dozen wallets for the same coin. They're just different interfaces pointing to different sets of keys. Your crypto lives on the blockchain. Wallets are just ways to knock on its door and say, hey, I've got the keys, let me in. There are two types of crypto wallets, not iPhone versus Android, more like hot and cold. Hot wallets. These are always connected to the internet. Apps, browser extensions, web wallets. Fast, sleek, convenient. You download MetaMask. Boom, you're trading altcoins in your pajamas. Trust wallet. Easy. Coinbase wallet. Click, swipe, done. But if it's connected, it's exposed. Hackers love hot wallets. Phishing links, malware, fake sites. All it takes is one dumb click. And poof, your funds are gone. They're great for daily use, but keeping your life savings in one. It's like using a backpack to store gold bars. Handy, but risky. Cold wallets. These wallets don't touch the internet. They live in the digital equivalent of a bomb shelter. Hardware wallets, like Ledger, or Trezor. Paper wallets, literally QR codes printed on a sheet. Even air-gapped laptops that never connect online. They're not convenient. You can't whip out your Trezor at a coffee shop and tip someone in Ethereum. But they are secure, really secure, perfect for long-term storage, like a digital vault for your Bitcoin. The trade-off, they're a bit slower, less beginner-friendly. And if you lose the recovery phrase, yeah, game over. So which should you use? If you're trading daily, hot wallets make sense. But if you're planning to sit tight, stack coins, and forget about them until 2030, cold wallets are your safest bet. Because in crypto, the fewer points of failure, the better. 4. Custodial versus non-custodial wallets. Here's where crypto gets philosophical. Do you want convenience or control? Because not all wallets are created equal. Some hold your crypto for you. Others hand you the keys and say, good luck. Custodial wallets. These are wallets where someone else holds your private keys, usually an exchange, like Binance or Coinbase, unless you manually switch. It feels like a normal app. Log in. Buy coins. Withdraw when you want. Simple, right? Yeah, until that platform goes down, or gets hacked, or freezes your account for security reasons. Suddenly, your money isn't really yours. It's convenient, it's beginner-friendly. I hold a lot of my own crypto in these wallets and don't lose any sleep over it. But it's like storing gold at someone else's house and hoping they never change the locks. Non-custodial wallets. Now, this is true crypto. You hold your private keys, no middlemen. No gatekeepers, you're the bank. You're also the IT department. Lose your recovery phrase. No one's helping you. It's more work, but it means total control and total responsibility. So, which is better? If you're brand new and just learning, custodial might feel safer. If you're serious about holding your crypto long-term, go non-custodial. Because crypto wallets are like safes, and in self-custody, you're also the locksmith. So, hot or cold? Custodial or non-custodial? USB stick or paper in a fireproof vault buried under your cousin's shed? The short answer is, there's no one-size-fits-all. If you're just getting started, throwing $50 into crypto for the first time, a simple custodial wallet on a trusted exchange might be fine for now. Low stress, easy to use, no panic attacks if you lose your phone. But if you're investing real money, like I will cry if this disappears money, you need control, a non-custodial setup, maybe even a cold wallet. Because the second you hold your own keys, you stop relying on hope and start relying on you. That's the line crypto draws: freedom or convenience, security or speed. Your choice, but you can't have it all. Just remember, wallets aren't just apps. They're the front door to everything you own on the blockchain. Lock it wisely. If you've learned anything, let it be this: owning crypto is easy. Protecting it, that's the real game. So whether you're a hot wallet adventurer or a cold wallet maximalist, make sure your setup matches your goals and your paranoia level. And if you're still thinking, wait, where did I write my seed phrase again? You've got some work to do. Like, subscribe, and share this with your friend who definitely stored his keys in Google Drive. I'll be here breaking down more crypto basics, without the fluff, the hype, or the financial astrology. Until next time, stay safe, stay sharp, and don't lose your keys.